Good morning, traders. I'm ready to get back after it. Yesterday, made an execution mistake trying to improve today. Like always, it's never going to go 100%. The only thing you can do is get back on your game out there. So if you guys are in the struggle a little bit, get back to doing what you do best. Let's get after it. Live trading with Benzinga and see what we can do today.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Why you want me to cry, huh? Why you want me to cry in the chat, huh? You guys just trying to make me cry a little bit? Let me bring on Ryan Faloona here. Someone in the chat's like, "Oh, check out IonQ."
What?
Like,
I don't understand the significance.
Do I even want to look at IonQ?
I mean,
a little part of me already has that feeling that I'm going to go to it. It's just getting destroyed and wrecked. Let's see it. Oh, yeah, it's been pulling back a pretty good amount since that 19. It's just how it goes, guys. You guys know I've been watching this one, and it has been pulling back a pretty good amount. So don't worry. I'll keep an eye on it, but that's a little bit too far now to chase, right? I mean, the stock is down from 20 to 16 already. So it could bounce in the next couple of days. We'll see what happens if this keeps going lower. But what do you guys see here? You guys see me long arm. Yes, I am long arm this morning. I did it as an overnight trade, and I am at 56.95s. So we'll see what happens today. Really don't want to see this go through 55. That was my risk spot when I established the swing, but it's pretty damn close, right? Like we've been down there in this morning. We got down towards like 55.16. So maybe we do a quick sweep to 55 and bounce. But if it goes too low from that, I'm just going to have to set the stop, get out there, take the hit, and try to bounce back on the day. I was looking to see Nvidia up above 442. This morning, it did do that spike, and nothing happened in ARM. So with that being said, we'll see what happens if we can get a nice up day. Why did I go after ARM? I saw all the media turn on ARM yesterday, and that's why I was starting to like lean towards more the bullish side, playing a little bit of a contrarian view. Because what did you see? Well, you saw everybody kind of turn on ARM yesterday, and then all the analysts want to come out now and say the valuations are too high. Well, I mean, they could have said that way before when the IPO was about to come out. We'll see what happens. I'll take a look at WTI for you, Chris, and let's see what happens there. But Ryan, I don't have too much today, and I'm feeling a little bit off. And sometimes you feel off, so I'm just going to try to take it easy today, especially starting another day with a red trade. Probably not going to be the best way to start the day. And last week I had such a good week that I don't want to give up all those gains, right? So I just got to take it easy today and just keep battling. Eldon asking about AAL. Yes, I'm keeping a close eye on AAL. It's close. Let's just say that much. I was looking at 13. So right now, at least in my brokerage, I have a stop around 1280s, but that's what I call a protection stop, where I don't expect that necessarily to hit. But really, 13 is my level that I'd want to see American Airlines not go below. It's pretty damn close, Eldon. So we'll see what happens there. Appreciate you asking the question, because I know that helps you keep up with how you're looking into the airlines. And that's what it's all about, right? You guys take my perspective, take it into account, and then make your own trading investment decisions. Like always, I'm going to kick it to Ryan. We'll take a look at what's going on in the market. We can talk about Instacart. I might trade it. You know, one thing is Trade the Pool had ARM really quickly, had it right as it opened. So I'm going to look to see if we can get CART later today. What's going on, Ryan? And what are you seeing in the market, my friend?
Well, I'm just going to start with CART. We'll take a look here at the SPY in a sec, but let's just start with the CART discussion, and we'll relate it to your ARM trade as well. If you recall, you just made a point about some of the analysts seemingly flip-flopping overnight and now talking about it being overvalued, even though it was overvalued when it IPO'd, and they didn't say anything then. Yeah, that's analysts for you. There were plenty of other people, including us, who were telling you that it was overvalued. The trades that we made on ARM, at least that first day, I think I can speak for you on this one. The trades that we made on ARM, at least that first day, were day trades.
Yeah.
And we were basically
100%.
watching order flow. And that is exactly what my strategy is for Instacart. So I did see a question in here. Thoughts on the price target for Instacart today? Bro, I have no idea. That could finish at 25 or it could finish at 45. I don't know.
It's guessing. That's what he's saying.
And you know, I like what the chat's trying to do here. You know, Gerald saying I used Instacart a couple of times during COVID. It was pretty crappy. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used Instacart. I cannot imagine voluntarily paying more for something that I've been doing for 30 some years. I don't get it. I'm not I'm often considered or called old or boomer or grandpa or any of those kind of terms because I don't do some of the new things that people do. I'm not a huge DoorDash fan. I'm certainly not going to use Instacart. So my view on Instacart is that it is overvalued. But we find ourselves in the same position we found ourselves with ARM. Instacart is still wildly popular. It's going to be volatile today after the IPO. If you can feel like you got a handle on the order flow and where it's going, there's profits to be made there. And I would say this going into this, if I take any trade on Instacart today, I'm certainly not going to hold it overnight. These would be effectively scalps and smaller trades just to try and extract some money from the IPO. So that's my strategy here. Don't necessarily have a price target. Don't tell us the symbol. Why would you? What? I mean,
no, I just think he's just making fun of the cart symbol.
Okay.
But one thing I wanted to show you guys, and so you guys can see it, is here. And ARM right here, right on the opening buy on September 13, I was able to make like 148 on that stock, right? DraftKings has been the best trade, SMCI, WeWork, stocks like that. But ARM was a really good trade for me. So if I give up, half of those gains now, because I'm trying to take another shot, I'm okay with that, right? That's what we do as traders, right? We sometimes are going to make profits on a name and give it another shot, right? Maybe use some of those profits to take another swing at it. That's what I did here. Whether it goes into my favor or not, we never know, right? And I think that the only thing you can do as trades is just set up trades, right? From that point, it's about improving the process, the approach. Going back to you, my friend.
So I'm gonna say hi to people.
Buddy's trying to take over today.
We out here, folks. We out here. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking to trade cart. I don't really have a feel on where it's gonna go. If you do have that feeling, I would caution. I would say really pay attention to the time and sales, pay attention to the order flow, and we'll see if there's anything else that we can get. Like Mitch was saying, though, not a whole lot going on here this morning. I'm gonna rely on our chat here to come up with new plays and ideas, as you guys have been doing pretty much every day. Absolutely love it. So Jay saying here that the Canadian CPI came in hot, which is of course not good. There you go. So getting another data point there. Taking a look at the SPY here. Sure looks like we want to roll over here, right? This is the same situation we found ourselves in yesterday. Sure looks like the next move here is down. And if you look at an ES chart of the S&P futures, it is just red candle after red candle this morning. SPY's lower. We'll see what happens once we open. Maybe we find some footing and bounce. Maybe we continue to trade down. Maybe it's orderly. Maybe we get a flush. I'm expecting downside. I'm looking for downside. I think the market really needs to sell off. I think reality is starting to set in. And so we'll see. We'll see if this is a down move. And if so, if it is a prolonged down move on the SPY. Now, there are some things going on here. So if we flip over to the movers tool here, first one is going to be AVGR. So take a look at this. This was on deck yesterday. Had a wild after hours where it popped to 12, bled everything back down into a 7 handle. Today, here we are, find ourselves in a 9 handle. So this is just going to be technical trading. In fact, let me go ahead. I don't know what happened to my VWAP here. Go ahead and add VWAP to this chart. This is going to be our best friend today on AVGR. We'll see if we can get this. And just because I got scolded by the chat yesterday. If we trade this, we'll go ahead and use limit orders today, folks, instead of market orders. So dial it back about 30%. AVGR on deck here. We'll see if it can actually move above this 937, 940 level, and then eventually 972. We'll see if we can attack double digits today. Put higher lows here in the pre-market, so it's certainly setting up like this. But remember what we saw yesterday. It's really, really spread. It's volatile, so be careful. If you're going to trade something like this and you get gains, don't be afraid to take them. If it goes higher, it goes higher. Wait for another setup and trade it again if you must. But don't let some of these trades go red on you if you get profit in them, especially early. Next, we have Elut, which is Elutia. I don't think I've ever even pulled this ticker up before, so I have no idea what this company does. I don't see any catalyst at the top here. It looks like we've got private placements. They announced a private placement with proceeds of up to $26 million. $26 million private placement of 7.3 million shares of common stock at 142. Cantor Fitzgerald reiterates overweight and maintains an $8 price target. So we have a current price of 153. I have an $8 price target from Cantor. Just had the private placement. We'll see where this stock ends up. Worth noting that the last time that we saw a pre-market here for this, it really faded out of the open. So let's wait and make sure that this sets up before we just kind of take it right out of the gate. This is not one that I would take right out of the gate. Maybe it does pop, it may, and if it does, I'll be okay missing it. I'd actually wait for a better setup here. Next is going to be MOB. All right, and this was this actually did pop here, popped as high as 167. They secured an initial order from one of Europe's largest defense contractors. So some positive news here. The interesting thing about MOB is we've really kind of bled back down the balance. So maybe we will pop as we start to get some buying interest once the market opens here. We're about 8 cents away from the VWAP. Maybe we get a close on VWAP. We'll have to wait and see. But MOB on the list here for today. Everyone's favorite, Nikola. This is on the list here for today. We had a nice little move yesterday, continued into the after-hour session. Today, we pulled back a little bit, but buyers pretty much brought it right back. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I'm not a Nikola fan by any stretch, but if this is moving, if this sets up, we might have another opportunity here. Taking a look at cannabis here today. It's low. It's kind of holding where it finished yesterday. CGC about in the same spot here. I got to spell Tilray right in order to pull it up. Take a look at Tilray, same deal. It's about flat. So cannabis staying flat right now. Not really a lot going on. We'll see if that changes. We'll see if that changes when the market actually opens here. So that's about all I got. Is there anything you folks want to take a look at here? Good morning, Smoke Tuna. Red Pill Unplugged. Yep, my parakeet is chirping. Singing to himself now. Gerald says, I want to see Ryan's budgie. If we get an opportunity to do that, maybe we will. He's doing good. He looks really happy this morning. Singing to himself in the mirror, which is always one of the really cute things. So, okay. LLY Pittsburgh. Maybe you're asking to see Eli Lilly. I don't know. I did ask for tickers, and you did give me a ticker here. Nothing going on with Eli Lilly in the short term. Remember, this is up quite a bit because of the semaglutide drugs, the weight loss drugs. We've obviously pulled back off that high, but really nothing crazy yet here. A lot of talk about these drugs still having some runway here. I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I think some of these stocks could be due for a pullback here, but I've been wrong on this trade from the onset here. I didn't have this during Eli Lilly's huge run. So we'll see if this pulls back here. Currently in the midst of a pullback. Maybe we bounce. If we do, you want to confirm some type of reversal there. Shout out Ricky and the team to help fixing my watch list issue. Hey, Darren. Yeah, that's really awesome. I actually heard about that. I worked with Ricky on that. There was someone else that was having the same issue. Darren, one of the things that I want to reiterate here is that issue didn't affect everybody. So I would like to extend my shout out to Ricky too for diagnosing your individual issue. And I want to thank you for your patience. We are trying to build something here that's very, very complex. There's obviously hurdles along the way. We wouldn't be able to do it without your support. So thank you very much, Darren. I'm glad everything's working. Stay green today, and let's make some money. All right. The market is open. Let me go ahead and refresh my pro here so I can get my halt signal up. ARM is bouncing for Mitch, so that's pretty cool. See where Mitch is at when he gets back here. But ARM is bouncing here. Let's take a look at AVGR. All right, Rigetti, that was up here this morning. That pulled back right out of the open. Good morning, Rich. Hopefully you're doing well. I lost my thing again here. All right, AVGR looking like it's trying to take those pre-market highs up. Can I reset this? There we go. AVGR looks like this is going higher here. Obviously, no position for me. I'm waiting this a little bit. ARM starting to reverse and come back in here. Talk, interestingly, Talk going up to 2 here, pounding on that 2 level. We'll see if that gets over here on Talk. Becca calling CFFE. What is that? CF Acquisition Group. This had a huge move in the pre-market. This is an interesting one, Becca. What's going on here? Anyone got any CFFE? What is this? Thing is really, really spread too, isn't it? What happened here? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Looks like it's coming back in here a little bit. A blank check company. So this is a SPAC. This feels pretty risky to me, I think. I don't know what this is, Becca, but this is definitely a wild chart here. SEZL halted to the upside. Nice call there. Sezzle. CFFE going higher here. 1884. I mean, my God. 19 now on this. I don't even know if I can buy this in my broker. 17s now. Just this thing. I mean, what is this? What is this thing? Yeah, seems sketchy. Not sure, but going to watch the movement. Yeah, it does. Definitely does seem sketchy. 1650. I think this looks like this. I don't know. We'll see. 1792. Anyway, Sezzle halted to the upside. See what else we can get rolling here. Looks like there's just some penny stocks on here. CNXA, SLQT. Wisdom, good morning. Dave, good morning. Price action not tradable in CFFE. Exactly. Exactly, not tradable. But good morning, Dave. Good morning, Becca. Good morning, Born, Wisdom, Crow, everyone else that's here participating. Jay. $1 spread. Yeah. That's a little wild. It's like, look, maybe it's tightening up now. I don't know. It's all over the place. Watching that that gives me FOMO. Tesla here, by the way, big rocket off the open on Tesla. This move off the open. Got your $3 move right out of the gate there. Let's check in on MOB. MOB, maybe if this breaks above 143, we shall see. Talk really went high. High is 209 there. Hey, Wisdom, we're glad to have you back. We're always here for you. Good morning, Bernard. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm getting all kinds of notifications here. Jeez. Sure everybody's okay. Okay, 16 now on CFFB. There's a seller there at 1594, so that thing totally reversal. Hey, Smoke Tuna, you got your stitches out of your knee. All right. Hopefully you are on the road to recovery. Hopefully your recovery not too bad for you. Let me go ahead and mute my Slack here so I can focus on the trading action. Okay. Okay. What do you guys got? I got nothing on or anything right now. What do you guys look at? Here's RXT. Someone mentioned an RXT. What WIS? You're mentioning RXT. Watching it for volume here. Looks like it already broke above those pre-market highs. Rackspace Technology shares trading higher after Raymond James upgraded the stock from perform to outperform and slapped a 350 price target on that puppy. So RXT trading up here. At some point, this is going to get heavy. CFFE, by the way, halted to the downside here. Not even sure how you, if you bought some of that, I'm not even sure how you sell it. RXT still pounding the highs here. APLS, this had a pop here this morning, didn't it? Yep. Hellas Pharmaceuticals, maybe this is bouncing off of 49. Nice little 60-cent bounce there. APLS, don't have any line on that though. Sezzle, did this open and halt? This looked like it opened, popped, and then halted to the downside here, didn't it? Sezzle looks like this is halted to the downside. I'm okay missing the halt fest stocks here. MOB trading up now. Let's see if MOB is in Trade the Pool. By the way, yeah, MOB is in Trade the Pool. Maybe we'll take a stab at that. By the way, Tuna, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. You probably did because you were busy trading. How do I do? Oh, you know what? Mitch Hoch tells me I got to do I'm doing the wrong one. Let's see. No, that's not it. No, I think I'm going to do this and then I'm going to go solo. Here we go. Okay. So this was BCRX. Now remember yesterday, let me actually zoom out here so we can see yesterday's chart. Remember yesterday we were talking about this kind of curling back up after it really kind of fell off. It ended up curling back up, going to the VWAP and consolidating, then giving a move above the VWAP. Interesting here is that we're even higher here today. So BCRX looked really bad yesterday morning, ended up giving a pretty nice trade. And honestly, if we take a look at this daily trade, this is pretty nice here. Nice little break above the 100-day moving average, continuing to move here. Looks like we've got the 200-day next as a potential spot here. But yeah, Mitch, I was struggling without the producer here. I was struggling to get the right chart up there. I was trying to get Trade the Pool up there. So
that was my thing. I was dealing with pet issues, as you can see. Hendrix here too. So you know how it goes. Sometimes I have a nice zoo here. Sometimes I can come really quickly. Watching here, ARM. We did spike down there. We went to 55.04, went back to 57, almost my break even. Now we're right back down there. So I'm going to look to see if we get that 55 taken out. If it does, I'll get out of the trade. Right now, I'm just hanging in there on ARM.
BCRX, by the way, moving might attack that 8 level. MOB coming up to its VWAP here as well.
Nvidia is getting crushed. So I don't expect this turning around anytime soon. A little part of me is like, just cover it now. But hey, I'm just going to stick to my risk to reward that I established when I took the trade. As you guys can tell, I'm not having the best morning. Chubb blew out his knee.
Yeah, that was
last night.
That was a rough game last night.
Yeah. Hey, I don't even know what to say about that one. I was like,
Ryan needs a Zoom session on live streaming 101. Wow. we got the haters are out early. Savant, I thought we were friends. Guess not.
It's all good. Hey.
Wow.
I'll say this. At least I'm glad you can trade better than you can manage the stream better.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Just having a couple of rough days here. We'll see if that's the case.
Hey,
by the way, ES, we talked about the market really kind of selling off. ES trying to bounce here so far. We'll see how long that bounce is lived. I don't want to be roped into anything here. So,
all right, looking to see if ARM can recover here. VWAP not cut down through the 55.40 area. Can we get this to lift today?
Mary's saying I have Chubb on my fantasy team too. Yeah, that's a tough one. I really like that guy. I like him as a player and a person, and
I mean,
I don't really root for his team, but I root for him. That was tough.
He was the epitome of consistency until last night. Like he was as consistent as could be, but
Becca's got my back here. I can really appreciate that. We're not using Zoom, man. We're not.
Yeah, Zoom doesn't have all these features, bro. When have you ever seen, the chat come to Zoom?
Let's go.
I don't see that. Yeah, no, but I have it really bad, guys. I have Cup. I have, Christian Watson. It's just been bad for me. The only thing that's making me a little bit happier was I had Puka Nacua, but Puka. All right, Q's coming back here. Can the Q's start getting strong here? That's what I'm looking for. Nvidia is now coming up. All right, guys. Shot of the day. Do we take it? We'll see what happens. If this can come back through like 56, I don't mind maybe taking a little bit of an ad. I'm not going to do it here because it could easily just stop me out. But Nvidia is coming back pretty strong there. Nice little candle here on Apple. Apple's pretty strong on the day. Microsoft pushing up here. Let's see if we can get the Qs to go green. Stay green today.
AVGR coming back into its VWAP here. Be careful.
MSOS already down to 855 today, so that's definitely taking a hit out the gates today as that starts to come down. CGC is actually up, so that's actually interesting to see the contrast there. Looking around to see what sectors are doing well today. Let's take a look here. Real estate, communication services, consumer cyclical in the green. What's in the red? Defensives, energy, and utilities. Will energy turn around? I don't know. We'll take a look at WTI here. How we looking in oil prices? Looks like 92.88. Crazy spike there at like 9 a.m. that went towards a high of 93.74. So definitely keep your eyes on that. We'll see if oil gets a kind of red to green action, hourly pullbacks, and then gets a push up. It's just how it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some.
AVGR trying to break out here. This is just as wild as it was yesterday. I feel like it's so spread. I feel like I'm setting myself up for disaster trying to trade this one. My ladder and trade the pool can't even keep up with it.
KRE getting a little bounce out the gates there. Pfizer getting a bounce. Bank of America. IonQ went down, now bouncing back. Ford going up there. I still haven't seen Stellantis get hit, and I just don't even understand this anymore. Either somebody knows something that I don't know.
Well, wasn't Stellantis, don't they have high inventory counts? And that's one of the reasons that they're kind of insulated from the strike, at least in the near term. Like they have cars and trucks on hand. They don't necessarily need more to be built in order to make sales. Now, that is obviously only a short term. And maybe I'm wrong on this. AVGR.
No, you might not be. I mean, it just confuses the crap out of me. That's the truth.
AVGR, big pop through 10 here. Immediately pulled it back to 10. I mean, this thing is just really, really wild. I mean, we had this. I've been, just for the sake of being safe, I stayed away from this one here. Would love to hear just as kind of like a learning thing, with just because this is such a wild stock. Would love to hear look at this. This already pulled back. This is already pulled back almost an entire dollar, hasn't it? And this was almost. So anyway, just would like to hear what anyone's trade plan is here on AVGR. Big pull here, a full dollar pull here on this.
ARM coming right back down. Might get stopped out at the 55 here. Nvidia right back down there. Went up and then it went right back to the lows here. Let's see if it bounces here. But if it takes out the lows, I might have to go.
Chris says AVGR looking to short. There we go. Chris looking to short it here on that pop.
There you go.
Just be careful because we don't, I mean, again, it's crazy in both directions, right? So just because we had a huge pop and a huge drop doesn't necessarily mean that the short trade is on here. It's just, it's really all over the place. I mean, if you're going to try trading this, maybe try with 5 shares or something like that, where you're not really going to get hurt.
Yeah, this is the kind of trade that I would.
Should I try that since I'm recommending that? Let's try it really small here.
There you go.
Because we're thinking that maybe we get another pop above this, right? Like this 10 level. Is it even worth doing with 5 shares? I don't even know. Maybe it's just better looking for something that's a little bit easier to actually trade. Yeah, it could bounce. It could go at any moment. Gotta have a really high risk appetite for this. I mean, looking at the chart, my gut, I guess I'm long biased, so my gut always says this, but this looks like this wants to go higher here. But I mean, again, just absolute wildness. Maybe I mean, sure, we could take it with 5 shares to play it, but don't we want that to be worth it? I almost feel like that's just not even worth it at that point. Let's see if AVGR builds and goes higher.
That's not looking good for me.
Dave, this is exactly, I didn't say it this well. But this is kind of what it's not worth the mental energy, right? That's kind of what I'm saying here. There's got to be something better here to trade, something a little bit more predictable for us to trade here. I agree. I don't think this is worth the mental energy. Not worth it, Ryan. Wiz, yeah, you guys are pretty good about gunslinging too, and you guys are out here saying that. So I got to think we're making the right choice here.
All right, I'll go looking around, guys. You guys see anything else moving? See if I take another trade there. I just set a stop there for ARM and just moved on. Don't even want to look at it anymore. It's either going to hit me or turn around. As simple as that. I'll move on to the next trade. Pfizer still doing well there. Taking a look at banks. Those are doing decent here. Cyclicals going red. I'm just trying to focus what's in the green, what's in the red here. Industrials are just slightly green, just pulled back. Cat was hot out the gates. Let's see if Deer can go red to green here. Ooh, it went through 400. Deer got a downgrade this morning, so I'm looking to see if it can get back. Maybe just Cat is doing a trap. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these industrials struggling today.
Let's look around. Let's see.
Healthcare is doing well right now. So if you see smaller names, that's where AVGR is. It's in healthcare.
So Dave here is saying, I'm trying to stop over trading, Ryan. Good setups only. So I really like this. I think that, this plagues more of us than we want to admit. This plagues me sometimes, and I don't even, write a whole bunch of tickets every day. Sometimes I feel like I'm just taking trades just for the sake of taking trades. We're on this show. We've got a market that's moving. All of us want to make some money.
Yeah, that's a part of being here.
It's absolutely. But I think that what Dave is saying here is really, really smart, right? We want to wait, save ourselves, if you will, for the good setups only. And I think that that's one of the easy things that I can kind of do here. I'm looking at AVGR. It looks really juicy, but I think there's a better setup to be had, Dave. And I'm glad I'm not the only one trying to practice patience here. Been there, done that, says Born. Bang on, says Jason. There we go. Oh, Jason, you might have been talking about Airbnb. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just a part of it, right? I always say this all the time. There's plenty of times where I would probably take like one trade and end the day if I wasn't just live here, right? And we do take a lot of extra trades because we are live in front of you guys. So I hope that you guys appreciate us doing that, because the truth is that we're not here to be also boring, right? We're here to show you guys some action and for you guys to learn from our wins and losses, right? Whether it be a good trade or a bad trade, you guys can learn from it. So that's what it's all about, really.
I mean, I still am learning from my wins and my losses, right? That's why we're talking about the utilizing limit versus market orders yesterday, trying to apply that here today. I mean, I still learn. Everyone does. Right? This is savage. I don't know about that. Yeah, see, Dave, this is another really good comment here. It's fun to make trades, and that's true. Hitting the buy and sell button is fun, and watching the price go over, it's fun, especially if it's going good for you. But that's not how you make money. You make money off of research setups and trading executing correctly. That's what we're going to try to do here. AVGR continuing to go higher, by the way. I can say everything I want to say. AVGR keeps rolling higher. I'm sorry, Mitch. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just saying DraftKings is falling off. This could be a little bit of some topping action. It is coming down pretty fast. I'm going to look for a VWAP fade a little later in the day, but it's pretty weak on the day already. Looking at the cyclical names getting hit, Disney getting hit down there. They mentioned that they would invest more in their parks. And some people were thinking that that'd give them the lift. It looks like they're going down on this number. We'll see what happens there on Disney. Nike going lower. Booking going lower. Anything that's consumer facing, it looks like it's going lower. Airbnb yesterday squeezed me. Today, of course, it wants to flush, but that's how it goes sometimes, team. Airbnb down to 149.79 now.
AVGR coming about 50 cents off its highs there. So, all right, Mitch, I'm going to run to the washroom real quick. I'll be right back.
I got you, man. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on. Tesla gave it back. Yeah, Tesla's right back down. See what happens there. Nvidia is starting to try to reverse a little bit. The Qs are trying to reverse here off the bottom. Apple staying strong. Microsoft pulling back here to the VWAP bounced. Google had been pretty good lately. That's staying strong. That VWAP bounced. Oracle trying to come back here. That's not a bad stock to kind of look at. Could start coming back and trying to fill this gap. Adobe trying to hold on and come back. Looking around, guys. Looking at some different names, some smaller names, but nothing much that I see out there right now. Tesla getting hit there hard. Tesla taking a big hit there. Down goes Tesla. Down probably goes my trade in a second. We'll see it probably hit right now.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see if we've got anything else setting up here. What's going on with Enphase today? Enphase gapped up, moved to 124, came back in. Good luck, Carmen. Hopefully you have a good meeting. Looking around here, Tesla, huge reversal. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go.
Thoughts on AMD asked around in the chat. Here goes the arm for that 55 test. My stop just got triggered. Out $75 there, guys. And as soon as it gets triggered, it recovers. We'll see if it recovers 55 today. Could have just got stop hunted, but just not looking good there for me, guys. Look how it's right back to 55.50s. That's just the life I live.
Oh, Mitch.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one there. Q's coming down here. It looks like the tech is definitely getting hit hard. We'll look to see if it comes back, but it's definitely taking a downturn there. ARKK, also big down spot there. So growth names taking a major beating. Definitely got stop hunted there.
Real quick, Wally, good to see you this morning. Wally asking, is IGT an ETF? No, IGT is a stock. It is a gaming company that delivers entertaining and responsible gaming experiences for players across all channels. Wally, I think Benzinga Pro would be a really great fit for you. You'd be able to get a lot of those questions answered really quickly. Good to see you this morning. Elut is setting up. You guys are saying, let's take a look. Hey, maybe we can. Maybe we can break above this on Elut. Let's see if Elut is in Trade the Pool. Let's see. You know what? All right, let's try some here. We're going to try just a little bit here. And we're going to use a limit order so you guys don't freak out. And filled. All right. So filled at 160 here. What we're waiting for is a move above 165. And I think if we breach the day lows here, we want to go set this stop, don't we? We would breach these day lows here. That is going to stop us out. We'll take a small loss there. And realistically, we want this to trade back up probably towards 185-ish, right? 178. VWAP going to be the first spot. Let's see if this sets up. Let's see if this goes. In at 160, we basically are just down the fees that we paid for that trade. So we'll see if Elut ends up going. Oh, I had the wrong screen up. Jeez. Here, you know, if I do this, bang, there we go. So here's your trade. We only have the stop set. If Elut ends up running, we might not even need a target, right? We can just kind of sell into the momentum depending on the order. We'll take this for the crew here. Let's see in the prop. A little bit of a move here. Wally, I've got Pro. Okay, so Wally, if you ever have this is actually a really good learning, and we're going to do this. We're going to demonstrate this. Wally, I have questions like this all the time. And furthermore, in addition to my own questions, I actually get asked by people about things that I don't know about. And I have no qualms about saying, hey, I don't know. I'm certainly not going to make something up. But what I do like to do is if I don't know something, I like to educate myself on that. So if I'm asked again, I don't have to say I don't know. So big pro tip here. In Pro, if you go to the details tool, I leave this on the chart most of the time because I want the trading view chart. But if you go to overview and you go down to the company description, a lot of the time it's going to tell you everything that you need to know to determine whether or not this is a stock, what the company does, what industry they're in. There's also a link to their homepage. So if you want to do some more due diligence and looking into the company, their products and services, et cetera, there's actually a lot of the times a direct line right here from Pro. And then if you're looking for just numbers, that same stuff is in here too. Peers, financials, things like that. But I would go to the details tool, go to the overview tab and look at the company description. This often gets me up to speed with a lot of some of the generic questions about some of the specific companies that we cover here. This is actually one of the first places that I go if I see a stock that I've never seen before, like Elut, which, by the way, is moving up now. Let's go. There we go. Look at that pop. Look at that pop. Let's go. We almost up to that VWAP. I didn't take it there because we only had 300 shares. If we had a little bit more, probably would have sold into that pop. Think maybe we get to the VWAP here. We're about, 8 cents away. You know what we're going to do now? We're going to move the stop up. How do I move this? Trailing stop. There. I see. But if I just do this, right? So now what we want, there we go. Now we don't want this to come back over that breakout spot, right? So we're going to have the stop at 165. We're going to hope that this pushes higher. But if it doesn't, we're going to make sure we don't give back any of the gains, right? We were front running Elut at 160, waiting for the pop above this sideways formation at 165. Now that we've got it, that's our new stop. We're not going to make a whole lot if we get stopped out there, but we're not going to lose. And we're going to be trading the plan here. Let's see if Elut can go higher here to the VWAP. Jason, Trading View Mod. Cool. Nice to have you here. Wisdom saying Ryan hit that button like you hit the golf ball with strength and conditioning. Dude, if I did that, the ball would have gone sailing off to the right because for whatever reason, it's when I hit the golf ball with the wood club, it doesn't go straight. The irons I can get to go straight. I got stopped out. Look at this pull. Look at this pull. So that's why we set the stops there. Mitch, did you see that? That happened.
No, I
that
didn't.
happened so fast. That happened so fast, folks. Filled orders. Yeah, we made $12, but you know what? That would have been, we would have been in, it would have been right back down to where we paid. So right back to what we paid there. Interesting move there. I'd have my finger on the sell button on Elut. Yeah, I set the stop up there, so I didn't necessarily have to do that, but you're right, Dave. That's what we just saw. Frederick, nice call, Ryan. Caught the pop on Elut. Hey, if you guys made money, that's awesome. Let me hear it. Let me get those entries and exits in the chat. That's amazing. That's amazing. Need to roll your wrist a little quicker. It'll fix it right up. You know, one of the things that I was trying, Born, is I was trying a stronger grip with my left hand on the club to keep the club face closed through the swing. Worked really well with irons, but for whatever reason, it really changed the way I was hitting the ball with the woods. So got to figure something else out here. Elut, you know what's interesting about this is right back down to our buy area. Part of me wonders if this might be setting up for another trade here. Jay Summers just absolutely popping AVGR here. Love it. Smoke Tuna saying Elut not done. That's kind of what I'm thinking too here, Smoke Tuna. Wondering if there's going to be another trade here. Here's the problem that I deal with. And Mitch, I'd like to know how you feel about this. Anyone else in the chat would love to hear this as well. When I take a trade on a stock and I pay a certain price, it's hard for me to then buy that stock at a higher price. So, for example, that first trade on Elut, we were long at 160. Stock sitting here at 161, 162. It was just that. I don't want to buy it, right? I want to wait for 160. Here we go. And here we just got 160 for a brief second there. I want to wait for that price. I've got a trouble paying over what I paid before because I've seen a lot of these stocks really just kind of come back in. And if you end up paying that higher price, it's like, I chased that higher price. I had a better price earlier. Why didn't I stick with that? So I struggle with that. And here we go. Look, it's beneath that 160 level now. Yes. Windward saying the same thing. Yes. I
think a lot of people struggle
all the time
with that.
Yeah.
The mentality of that it's you're stringing together trades. That's where we can make a lot of like kind of subjective decisions because of that. So you're stringing it together, right? This trade's not the same as the last trade. I think that's one thing that you can tell yourself.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. That the entire basis of the movie 21 is built off that mathematical principle that they're independent events.
Exactly.
But we won't get into that.
No, that's the key though. I mean, at the end of the day here is trying to think of each trade as individual events, right? And think of it as what a collection of trades, right? We think of trades as in sample sizes of 50, 100 trades, right? Not what you make on one trade. Right, because if we stick too much on one trade, well, then where emotions are going to be riding high and riding low on every single trade. That's not what we want.
Jay, AVGR, not sure if this is correct, but market cap is tiny, less than 10 million, I think. Checking out, according to Benzinga Pro here, we have a market cap as of yesterday's close of 4.35 million. Now, I believe any market cap figure that we pull and we don't calculate is a Morningstar value. So if it's different from Morningstar, I can't help you. But definitely under 10 million here for AVGR. Float, by the way, under $1 million, which is one of the reasons you're seeing this so volatile and so spready. So AVGR.
A lot of things pulling back here. A lot of weakness.
Yeah, look at the market, Mitch. Look at here. I'll even put it up in mine. Oh, you know what? I've got Pro up here. Let's put it up. Look at this. Market just pounding lows here. We're still pulling. I'm not in any rush to add something here. You guys are playing short stuff. There you go. Yeah, Jay, exactly. That is tiny. Just to kind of wrap up that comment, it's tiny. Absolutely, and that's why we're doing lower position size and being careful, right? We're not gonna do something stupid.
Yeah, I'm looking for anything that's bouncing, but everything's just flushing.
I don't have any indication yet for Instacart. I can see. I know we talked about this. This is saying Maple Bear. Let's see if we've got any news. This is Tuesday, September 19th. Instacart likely unsustainable profits, expensive valuation. Okay. I have no indication on Instacart yet. I'll let you know if that changes.
Looking to see if the banks go red here. Stocks that are struggling, MasterCard and Visa are struggling pretty good here. They look like a little bit of a blow off top there on MasterCard. But, I mean, it's just very early on the day.
I'm looking around here, folks. I'm sorry I'm not as talkative as I normally am. I've had the same amount of coffee. I just don't see a whole lot. By the way, RXT, real quick, Mitch, I'm sorry. AVGR approaching highs. Crow just called that one, but also RXT here. RXT, maybe a curl and a move through the VWAP here. We actually already attempted that once. We'll see if this goes here on RXT.
Cat almost going red. Industrial pulling back pretty fast today, so that doesn't look good area either. A lot of shorts out there, but everything flushing down. Yeah, Airbnb was a nice one. I hope you guys are nailing that one. At least somebody nailed those. Airbnb was definitely a good outlet there.
AVGR looking like we kind of ran into a double top here and rejected. You guys are calling EOSC. Ooh, good call here. EOSC, big pop. Boy, I missed this one. This was on my scanner too. It's just my eyes aren't working. Big pop here through 246. Great call here, Jay. Did you hit this one? Hey, 13. Good to see you this morning. Hopefully you are doing well, my man. You didn't have
going lower, guys. A lot of restaurant stocks looking really weak right now. And so I've talked about this on pre-market prep, how you're really starting to see the consumer slow down, and you're seeing it in a lot of stocks today. So I might go short some of those names. Wingstop looks like a potential opportunity there, but it needs to bounce. These names are just hitting lows, and there's a lot of names there that are hitting lows, so watch out there.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to cover this with all these stocks hitting lows. Jay, bringing you something actionable that at least you can watch here. Netflix, it's so oversold it might get a bounce. Okay, so let's talk about this here real quick. So first of all, I'm assuming what you're talking about is going to be a daily RSI reading, and if I'm not correct on this, Jay, I got to click the right one, right? If I'm not correct on this, I'd like you to correct me. But I think what you're doing is you're basically looking at a daily chart. You're looking at the price of Netflix and you're thinking, boy, this is oversold here. 35 on that RSI reading. This might end up bouncing. Let me know if this is part of what you're taking a look at here on Netflix. Decent support area too, by the way.
Want to get a bounce in Wayfair to get short that name towards like 63.50s, but it's just flushing down on me. Everything just seems to be like down towards the lows right now, so I can't jump into shorts right now, but looking for things to come back to VWAP.
Okay, AVGR popped and went above 11 and is already back down to 980. So with these really low float stocks, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier about these being volatile and wild. Low market cap, low float, really tiny. This is the type of move that you'll get in here. In order to make money on this, you really needed to be quick. You really needed to be quick. So just keep that in mind. If you feel like you're not quick enough, whether it's yourself, your execution, your system, your internet connection, whatever it is, if there's something that's making you feel like you're not operating at full speed, AVGR probably not a good play for you. VFS getting called in the chat here. Let's take a look. VFS. Okay, this one was wild too. Let's see if this pops above here. RXT, by the way, pulled back on that attempted VWAP move. 1784, the spot of note here on VFS.
For some reason, solar is actually up on the day. I think that's with oil going higher. EMPH looks like a potential opportunity here as you're seeing different stocks like SEDG up towards their high.
Mitch,
Array.
do you have a screen that I can put up that you're rolling through these stocks on? I cannot keep up with you.
Yeah, I don't put it up anymore. It's just my TC screen. But I can show you guys some of those names. Array going to the high end. EMPH looks interesting there. 121, right, on this pullback. You know, maybe risk to 120.50 there. We'll see if solar goes back to red. But keeping an eye out also on the Qs and looking for things to start bouncing here. Moderna is also deep into the green. We'll see how that continues to go. Of course, maybe Pfizer can get the lift today. That's all COVID vaccines, but that's a whole nother topic. Everything else going lower, though. Now, EMPH already bouncing a little bit off that level there on the bottom. We'll see if it does get the lift. Seeing a lot of chop today, traps, fake outs.
I was just looking at the exact same comment, Mitch. That's what stood out to me because that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well.
Yeah, nice mention there, 13.
Yeah, 13 knows what he's doing. 13's been doing this a while. By the way, VFS coming back here towards the VWAP. Maybe we get a setup there. We'll see. Jay Rice saying EMPH up on a 4 million insider buy. Jay, I've got a investment guy that thinks he's found the next ENPH. So just saying, does manage money. So keep that in mind. But that's what we really want to find here, right? We want to find the next stock that's single or double digits, that's going to triple digits, so we can swing that up here. So
willing to try to get in on pullbacks to 121.20s, but would have to risk down there towards 120.50.
Tell us.
Feel me on a pullback.
All right. So I mean, I don't know if I necessarily should. I guess I can. Stock he's looking at is Ideal Power. So it's IPW, ticker IPWR.
Ideal Power.
And the goal here, or the issue here, is that they make a transistor that is much more efficient, doesn't produce as much heat. These type of transistors are used in EV cars, and are going to be continually used, and more of them are going to be used. So I don't know if this works out. Real smart guy. Ideal Power, just really thin. Be very careful with this one. I do own a very little bit, but it is so thin. Like if this stock got cut in half to 6, I just kind of wait it out. I really don't have a whole lot of this. But this is the stock that he's looking at. Oh, oops. I don't have the right screen on there. IPWR, India Papa, Whiskey Romeo.
Looking for some stocks to come back here, but nothing's coming back to VWAP just yet. A lot of stocks going lower, but
I don't remember. Okay, so Jay, you must be referring to some interview. I don't know what interview you're referring to, so maybe I didn't see it. I don't think it was the guy I'm talking about. I don't think he's appeared on Benzinga ever, but maybe this was somebody else in there. But anyway.
Palantir, interesting. Doesn't look too bad to maybe take a short on. Just for me, it needs to come back a little bit more, but I like it at like 1523s, 1520s. But I can't blame you for that outlook, at least. Carvana was going down really fast. That comes back to like 50-50s or 51s.
13. 13, I absolutely love this energy right here. I'm not even going to lie. This is awesome. Asked me a question, then answered it using Benzinga Pro, and then told me. Awesome, though. Glad you were able to find that.
I need to create us the first AI for Benzinga Pro.
What are you thinking?
I think I can do it already. I've been becoming I'm not an expert yet, but I'm definitely better than the average Joe dealing with AI now. That's just been like a month. I would say like a month and a half now of diving in. I know a lot of stuff, like such good stuff, Ryan, that I keep it to myself. That's how good it is.
Okay, I see how it is.
Hey,
thought we were boys. Thought we were boys.
You guys can always hit me up if you want to learn. You know, you can hit me up if you want to learn, but we can't just give things out always for free, right? If I took me a month and a half, I got the good stuff. Are you adding any in long-term accounts?
Benny the Benzinga AI.
Benny.
Gonna submit that as an idea, honestly.
Benny B.
Benny B Pro is what we're gonna call him. Okay. We gotta get serious here and stop having so much fun.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy just learning a lot of prompting and how to prompt. That's really where it comes in. Like if you don't know how to prompt, I'm telling you, you get the worst answers. Like you have to know how to work the AI.
Prompting AI is all about prompting.
It's all about prompting. If you don't do it right,
undetected must cease. All right, so Instacart indicating 39 on the open.
I want to short a firm, but it's not holding up here, not coming back to VWAP. I'm letting it try to come back to VWAP so I can get short a firm, but it needs to come back. Just a little bit more. My shorting area for a firm is like between 68s and 78s. So I'm way off of that for right now.
Smoke Tuna calling a penny that's going wild. CNXA. This is going wild. I'm gonna not play this, but for you penny players, here's and it looks like Trade the Pool has it too. Not my favorite. These things hurt me all the time. I'm just not gonna do it. Craig, great question here. Yes, I'm still in Toll, right? So Toll, let's talk about that. Let's take a look at the chart here.
Yeah.
This is a small swing position. I've really been not great on the swing trades. And I'm also not a shorter by nature. So I'm doing something outside of my comfort zone here. As a result, I really don't have a whole lot. But yeah, I'm still in this. Target here, by the way, Craig, was 75, right? This is kind of where we came in before. The puts themselves, let me look at them. They are October 20 expiry. So there's still 31 days left on that contract. And I'm up 49% on that contract. I paid, just to give you an idea, I paid $310 per contract. The current ask is $465 per contract. So my target here is 75. If we broke into a 75 handle today, which is only 86 cents away, I'd consider closing. I don't necessarily need this to get all the way down to 75. But Craig, the deal here is that this trade is working, and it's one of the few things that I have that's working. So I'm trying to squeeze as much as I can out of this. One thing to note with options, at this point, just like we talked about earlier on the trade, these options are not going to go red. We have enough profit built up here where at some point I'm going to be booking profit. I hope to book some more. We'll see if we end up getting a move down to 75, but we're not going to let this go red no matter what happens. If Toll starts to spike here and those profits start to evaporate, we're going to close them and make sure that we book that. Hopefully that's helpful, or hopefully that answers your question.
All right, I'll see what happens in solar here. I'm looking around, team, just trying to find trades. I really can't find much today. It's one of those light days for me. I mean, there's a lot to take a look at underneath on Trade the Pool. But so,
and let me, Mitch, I don't think it's just us too. By the way, full disclosure, I checked in on one of my other friends that's a trader in his trading group. They were saying the same thing. It is light out there. This is a light day. So we talked earlier about not forcing things. Today is one of those days where you really don't want to force a trade. There's just not a whole lot going on. We'll see what happens when Instacart opens here. But right now, just don't force it.
All right, I do want to let you guys know at least on something to look out for in the next 10 minutes. Intel's event should be starting up. Looks like there's still an hour left. Okay, so it's 11:30. No, it's 11:30 when it's supposed to come out. I just wanted to check that for you guys. That's 11:30, so maybe we get a rotation later in the day. Intel's event's going to be from San Jose. You can catch that on their website. I'll throw it up here in the link here. So if you guys want to check that out, that's Intel's event today. There you guys have it. It's a crazy little here, let me shorten it for you guys. That's what happens when you get stuff from Google. They screw you. Yeah, Google is sometimes a monopoly, man.
Yeah, I mean they got ads that they need in there. You know, they got to track you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. You just
By the way,
they have to track you.
VFS, we had talked about this here. Let me get my screen up here. Let me get Toll off here. Oh, you know what, Mitch? Let me go ahead. I can actually share.
What you want? Your screen?
I got it right here. No, I got it. I'm figuring it out. Look,
I see
chat. The chat is making sure that I am going to get better, so they're going to stay on top of me, and we're going to oblige. For those of you that were talking about VFS here, this was setting up on a move here. Now, we did come back through the VWAP. Really, the thing that I'm looking at here is this, to me, seems like a bounce spot. Now, I know we plunged beneath this here, but here we go. So going lower. So maybe we're not going to bounce here. VFS, this is, you guys were talking about 13. Weren't you saying that VFS was a perfect example of what was that? What did you say there? VFS. Oh, VFS is a perfect example of seeing chops, traps, and fake outs. And you said VFS is a perfect example. Well, guess what? Sure looks like that's the case. This did look like it's going to break out. We plunged through the VWAP. Maybe we bounce here, but I don't know. This, again, looking like that trap.
Trying to see if I could short a firm here.
The spread.
All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of short affirm. Willing to add a little bit, but starter there, short affirm, and have an order out for DraftKings short, but no fill yet. Taking some shots. See DraftKings.
All right, get back to reality here.
All right, looking around to see if Qs are coming back here, SPYs coming back. Will we see a reversal today, or will we take another leg lower? Also paying attention to financial services to see if those go lower. Healthcare now into the red, utilities in the red. What's in the green? Well, there's only two sectors, actually only one now from the open. Communication services, everything else is red. That's why I'm starting to get short some names. We'll see if this works out.
Just running through some. Jenny says, nice short that firm, LOL. This is a stock that I don't believe in, but I'm not going to short it. I've watched this thing rip before. It's currently on a big rip. This thing started right around 13, didn't it? 14? Yeah, about 13 and a half. This thing just a massive bounce. A little weak today, but we just reclaimed the VWAP. Let's see where a firm goes here today. You guys looking at CNXA, that penny play? Oh, man, this is still wild. Smoke Tuna, you mentioned this before. This is wild. Becca mentioning Finger. We've seen that one here before. Finger looks like really, really low volume, but a decent move here on Finger. I don't see a trade here, but this one a mover definitely worth watching.
I just think that's a funny name right there.
Yeah, it is. You ain't alone. Dave doing good with his Airbnb short. That was right out of the open here, right? That was this level that we've got. Oh, no, that was just my cursor. Never mind. Never mind. We actually came into that 50 and bounced.
DraftKings might get me in here.
Oh,
need a little bit more pop on DraftKings to start getting filled there. Qs are coming back. I'll look to see if they reject today. Nvidia is starting to come back. But technology still deep into the red, down about 0.25 from the open. Solar is still kind of battling in there. Look at that EMPH. That one wasn't a bad one, at least. Now just getting about $1 pop off of the levels that I was looking at. The EMPH doing well. Now it's starting to pop there. 122s. We'll look to see if that keeps going.
Look at SSYS here today, Jay Rice. SSYS finally getting a bounce here. This is when we really needed this. Look at this, some consolidating here in the low 12s. Would love to see this reclaim 13 and then make a move back to 15. Still in this. Let's see if SSYS end up making it. I'm just looking around for anything here. Dave, yeah, sorry, you shorted that yesterday. My bad, my man. AVGR week. Let's take a look at AVGR. Not in this, by the way. Looks like maybe this is kind of slowing down here. You know, AVGR has some of these pot where it fakes out like it's going to roll over, and then it just rockets through the high there.
Trying to get short a firm here towards 70s. Trying to add to it. I think it could do like one more spike, but that's what I see at least on the charts, and then trying to get filled there, then start risking off like 2480s. DraftKings still no limit fill there. Might have to drop down and get filled if I want a starter. I might have to at least get a starter here in DraftKings. I'm going for 70s to try to get a starter. You can do 74 or 75 also, but I don't mind the starter at 70. I'm trying to get short. DraftKings. Looks pretty good. Just need to get filled on a little bit of a bounce.
VFS maybe curling. Maybe curling here on VFS, guys. Lumo saying, couldn't you look at options, puts, and calls and see where the market maker will take any ticker for Max Payne and just follow that trade to make money? I mean, I guess you could do that. I don't think that you're going to make money on that all the time, though. Right? I mean, I guess you could try play. You're basically saying use the options to figure out where the stock's going to swing between, and then just follow the direction that's. I've never done that. I'd turn that over to the group here. Maybe you can make money off of that. That's not when I'm trying to play options directionally, I'm trying to lever myself in there, right? It's one of the reasons why I don't do spreads a whole lot, because I want max leverage. If I think something's going to happen, I want to profit the most off that. 13 scalping AVGR in small size and small range, just to make sure you stack those gains. That's what we talk about when we talk about some of those smaller trades, small, tight trades.
Shop taking another hit. Roku taking a hit today. Zoom taking a hit. A lot of growth names just getting whacked. Tesla's back at VWAP. Will it recover or will it fade back down? Palantir rejecting VWAP. What you guys talking about in the chat there? CGC gone, baby, gone.
Yeah, that pop move didn't. CGC didn't. Wasn't
they're just
that
taking
halted?
a smoke break? They're taking a smoke break right quick. They'll be back.
No, it was not.
Square back to the VWAP. See what happens there. ELUT. That's bottomed multiple times, but really needs to recover. AVGT, AVGR, I mean, now trying to make 10 move again. A lot of wicks, though, in that 10. A firm not filling me on the ad and then just going down, so at least that's not the worst outlook. It's in the green. DraftKings not filling me either. I wanted to get short DraftKings, but it just never filled me, so I'm just going to cancel out that order. I'm looking for other shorts off of VWAPs, but it's already kind of getting a little bit of a test down here. We'll see what happens. Stock that's bouncing off VWAP.
EOSE here, potential bounce play. Looking at the daily chart here, coming off this 200 day. I guess the buy spot was yesterday because we're up off that. But EOSE, this is Noel's baby.
Noel's baby. XLU coming back right now. At least we got a firm in the green, but I'm looking for other shorts. Can't find them. Nicola, back down. You
guys are saying ELUT next. Still waiting on cart, by the way. I've got it in one of my other. Why didn't this? There we go. So you're looking for ELUT to make a move back to the VWAP. Traded this once today. See if it does that again. You guys still looking at AVGR. You guys have been hitting that, writing a bunch of tickets on AVGR today.
Yep. See Hilton maybe coming down here. Thinking about $1 available there. Comes down to the pre-market low.
Uh-oh.
Kind of like this outlook here on.
Whew. Had to sneeze
Hilton.
there.
All right, let me see if I can get short here. Hilton. All right, I just got a little bit short there. I want to add to the position. But I want to add to the position close to 153s. Trying to short and add here into Hilton. A firm going to 2440s. So now I can just set my stop right above where the kind of the wick action went on a firm. So I'm just setting the stop right above that action.
By the way, in the chat here, Jay Summers has traded AVGR a bunch of times today. He's given. Oh,
I got you.
My bad. Yeah, no, I clicked on the wrong one.
Cool.
Now waiting for 950 on AVGR. I think what I like the most here, Jay Summers, is that you're giving us stuff prior to it happening. I would be waiting for a VWAP bounce here, but maybe there's another trade in here. 950 is what Jay Summers is looking for here. See if we get a reversal and a bounce there. Thank you, Born. Yeah, it's raining outside. I'm actually kind of digging the overcast here today. But I don't know, just sneezing this morning.
Stepping up to the plate a little bit here in Hilton. So I just added some more now. I got 70 of 152.79. Big thing is I see a lot of leaking in the industry, right? So I can show you guys that with Marriott. Look at Marriott lower. So that could be one that I could look at. Could take a look at like Hyatt. I don't even know if Hyatt's available here. There it is. Hyatt going lower. So I'm looking for these now to kind of do a little bit of a takedown the whole industry's down pretty much right now. So I'm looking to see if this could really kind of take out Hilton here. Affirm now going into my favor now, 24.38. Let's see if it does a takeout of 24s. How's the Qs looking? Qs are looking like they want to break to the lower side of it. SPY's pretty weak too. Of course, these can always reverse. But if we take a look at leadership today, Apple now going to the low of the day. Microsoft pretty weak. Google trying to hold here. The opening price, it's still up on the day, but that's one that I'd keep an eye out if it goes back to green. Tesla rejecting effort off of VWAP. Might add here in Hilton in a second. I'm trying to take a shot today to see what happens. All right, sometimes you got to take shots. That's all you can do sometimes in trading.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. 1 sec.
All right, what else is going on out there, team? What are you guys taking a look at? I wish AVGR was shortable. Well, I could get short on it on Trade the Pool. That's the fun part of using the prop account, Dave. So, Dave, I'll show you it, right? There's nothing better than showing you it, right? So look here, guys, and I'll give you guys the link if you guys want to check out Trade the Pool for yourself, right? Like always, you guys can catch it in the description below. Click the link here. I'm going to throw it up in the chat also and get your 14-day free trial. If you want to have some fun, maybe you do that right now and you take a little bit of a break, especially since it's a little bit of a tougher day. Of course, you can get a 14-day free trial. Check that out. Just throw it up there. But look at AVGR here. Look how I could get short if I wanted to here. I'm going to put a limit really higher so it doesn't fill me, right? But I'll do it at 1080s here, and I could do 100 shares if I wanted. Right? Look at the order out there, right? Well, you guys can see it. I could get short AVGR if I wanted to. Just like I could probably get short CART later today. Not many places you can get short CART today. We'll see what happens here on AVGR. So what have I seen? I've seen an up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. If it breaks 920, then I would see this as a short. Other than that, it could still hold and break above 10, at least in my eyes. Yeah, it's trying for 10 again. We'll see if it makes it or not. Affirm going in the direction now 24.30, so that's looking good there. Hilton just hanging in here. I'm trying to be patient to make sure that the market doesn't just rip up on me. But I feel like adding and taking just a swing. So I'm trying to let it break above towards 153, maybe fill me a little bit, and then I can go ahead and just take this swing. I don't want to chase, right? So like I already have a decent amount. I'm willing to add it, but at a good price. There goes Affirm trying to get through the lows. So now I'm going to bring down the stop to like 24.60s. So no matter what, I'll lose $10 here, but it looks good for it to keep going down on the day, especially daily chart. If we can come back down towards like 23.50s today, that'd be awesome.
RXT busting to 2.
RXT. Unity was getting hit, I heard, because they started charging subscription fees for certain things that they have.
Yeah, that's not good news for Unity. I think that you might see a whole bunch of game makers move away from that. The game, really, I only really play one video game right now. Escape from Tarkov uses the Unity engine. But I think some of the more popular games probably not going to be affected. It's some of the smaller games that are likely to be affected by that.
All right, there goes Hilton starting its move. Now I wanted to bounce a little bit, get back to the 80s, and then really get hit.
Alan, good morning, Alan. Hope you're having a good morning. Have you guys touched on the massive upgrade for SMCI by Barclays? So what Alan's referring to here, Barclays initiated coverage on Supermicro computers with an overweight rating and a price target of 327. Alan, we didn't really cover that because it's not really doing anything for today's session.
Yeah, and I really wouldn't view that as an upgrade, right? Because it's an initiating coverage.
Yeah,
And
but
so,
it's new coverage, which with a price target that's $100 more than the current price. That's
yeah, the
definitely
problem
viewed
with
as
new
bullish.
coverage, the problem for me, Ryan, with new coverage, a lot of the times it could be a new analyst, it could be someone coming into the company. There's a lot of different reasons why that initiate coverage could be coming in now.
Yeah,
And
I
I think
mean
you have to look into it a little.
the interesting thing for me, Mitch, is that
Mhm.
this didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, SMCI is up less than 1% today on the back of
Yeah.
that new coverage. So it's really not
Q's
driving
making
the price today.
another move down here. I'm going for the shot here in Hilton. Q's just made a move down there. I'm taking some more now. I got about 100 shares of Hilton. Of course, it's 152, so it's pretty expensive there. I'm taking my shot now. Seeing the Q's make another low there. Do the SPYs make a new low? Yes. Both getting hit right now. Pretty hard hit here. I'm taking some more shots short side.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Mitch here in a sec, but looking at SMCI, this new coverage coming in at a pretty decent area here, right? It looks like it's trying to bounce here. If this breaks down, though, I think you could see some more downside here. I don't have a line on SMCI. I do like Barclays as a house, but I don't have a position here, and it's not really driving the price here today. Yes, 13. Unity is getting backlash from their install fees. Correct. That is what we were referring to. Mitch, going back to your open trade here.
Yeah, let's do it. Affirm's up about 44. That just flushed through like the 24 spot. So once I get up to like 60 or 70, I'll definitely take half off. But looking really good there in Affirm. I can go ahead and set like a target profit for some of the shares. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do down there towards like 2370s. There we go. Set up that buy. See what happens there. Hilton is one that I'm just feeling like taking the bigger swing on today. And it's definitely a bigger swing. I got to be careful with the stock because it's a fast mover. At least it'll move like a buck easily, right? And so that's what I'm looking to see right now. Do I get that buck down? All right, I'm good. Intel's event, I think, is starting up the music. So they're getting ready. Getting ready. We'll see if Intel's event turns around the Qs later in the day, but that was a quick downturn there. Video went lower.
So this is exactly what I was saying earlier when I was trying to give my snap reaction on the Unity news here today. Preston Jong Productions saying, I'm a solo indie game developer. All the indie game developers I network with are moving to other game engines. We account for a big chunk of Unity's ad revenue and asset store purchases. This is kind of the way I thought it would work. Some of the AAA titles or the bigger titles are probably not going to be as affected, but the indie game titles definitely are. And you seem to be confirming that here. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for Unity. Might be something to keep in mind if you hear news come out about how they're not going to go through with this, or they're going to kind of readjust their plans, or they're scrapping plans, whatever the case is. That would be for ticker U Unity. No position for me. I definitely don't like the news here this morning. I don't think this is good news.
Looking to see if Hilton wants to flush down here.
Jay adding some more good context here on SMCI there. Discussing how he'd rather own SMCI at a multiple of 15 as opposed to Nvidia at a 40 PE ratio. Totally get that. I actually don't even have a forward PE here for.
Come on.
Horrible
fill there. Come on. That was like by like a millisecond.
What happened? I don't even know what happened.
Just horrible fill. I went to hit it on the 70. As soon as I went to go hit it, it dropped to 52s. So way less than what I would have added the shares there. I mean, it didn't really ruin my average, but still, Not where I wanted to get hit there or filled. You can see down here I got filled here, and it isn't even at where I got filled. I got filled at 52, so not a really bad entrance there. I wanted to hit 70s, but hey, is what it is.
Oh, I'm seeing the price dropped, and that's where it filled your ad on the short side. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating. Like I was literally, it's like we're talking milliseconds. We're not even talking seconds. We're talking milliseconds there that determined that drop. But is what it is. I'm still at 152.70, so it's not that bad, but I'd be closer to like 80. And so it dropped me like about like another 6 or 7 cents here. So I'm really looking for Hilton to start moving now, but I just got to keep it tighter because I did move down on the average. That was just annoying though. That was an ugly fill. Affirm. We'll see if it goes lower. Still haven't gotten my profit take on the firm yet. Qs starting to bounce a little bit there. Apple back 177.50s. We'll see what else is going on. Couple seconds though there. Definitely made a big impact there. That's how it is sometimes, guys. That's why the limit is definitely a better entry. But sometimes you're not going to get filled. Let's just be honest. Let's see if a firm can go lower. Now Hilton going in my favor. Let's see if it can really start coming down. First profit take will be 152. We get down to 152. I'll take about half off and then just leave the rest to just keep working. Apple trying to come back. Trying to see Hilton go down to the next levels here. Next spot, 52.40s. And then I think we could get down to 51.76. So I'm looking to try to get back down to 51.76 today.
Still waiting for Instacart to open here, by the way. RXT above 2. ELUT, this is still kind of chopping around in here. Really needs to break 170 on ELUT. You guys are still holding that?
On Tesla. I don't think there's any news on Tesla.
Let me check for him. Is that Mystery Man? Nope, that's Malik. Let me check real quick.
There's that 152.50s now, 152.40s on the bid there for Hilton. Let's see if that can really start going lower. I can make some big bank on Hilton today. It's a bigger size trade, that's for sure. I got a lot of capital in this. That's where I couldn't even take this trade on my swing trade account. That's how much this is. It's a pretty decent amount here.
VFS maybe trying to bounce. Tesla, I didn't see any news. I did see some patent news, but nothing really big.
There you go. Now down to 152.40s here for Hilton. Can I get to 152? I'll take some off there. There's 152.40s, 33s on the bid. As we get down towards lower 152s, I'm going to put out the 152 order.
37 cents away there, Mitch. You got this.
Yeah, I want to see it get towards like, let's say like 152.15, 152.20s, and then I could put the order out. If I put it out too early, it could just like create like that supply area where it kind of rejects that area. A firm going lower, so in a second I'll be taking some profits in that. I just want to see the next leg down. As the next leg down comes, I'll be taking some profits in a firm.
Yeah, news in NEO was that they had a proposed offering for $1 billion in convertible senior notes. That's sinking NEO here today, 10%. I don't think that really affects Tesla though. J2K. NEO actually trying to trade back up to its VWAP as we speak here. ELUT. Well, it did pop. Looks like I got a candle here this is popping. ELUT. Mitch, we got an interview coming up here in a minute.
Yeah, coming up in a minute, we'll have Zune jump on. I'm going to send it over in a second. I just want to at least take some profits here in a firm as we're getting this down action move, and then at least we can wrap it up with that trade. And I'll just keep working the other trades, right? So in a second here, I'm going to take some profits here. Just looking for that next leg through the 90s here. Then I could take half off here. then just keep working some Affirm. But Affirm looking interesting today. Going to continue to watch the market. Of course, Intel's event coming up at 11:30. Don't miss that. That could turn some tech later in the day. We'll find out what happens there. And of course, like always, guys, check out Trade the Pool. If you guys haven't checked out Trade the Pool before, just go ahead. Click the link here in the chat. Take a look at it. Maybe this is an option that makes sense for you, especially if you're a newer trader and you're looking for ways to get buying power, right? Or maybe trade more, right? Some things that a lot of kind of traders that have small accounts suffer with is they can't trade enough. So by the time they actually have the money to trade a lot, they've traded so little for so long that they can't have that mentality of trading more come really quickly to them. So just something that you guys can think about. Like always, consider all the options, but just something to look at. Trade the Pool right above us. You guys see it, up to $260,000 in buying power you can get for those experienced traders. That could be a massive move, right? We'll see what happens here. Now Affirm going lower, 23.90s, just a little bit more, and I'll take some profits. What the hell? Let's take it here. Let's not be greedy. All right, just took a little bit off there, guys, from 24.50s down to 23.90s there. I'll take half off there. Look for this to continue going. Of course, I still have some Hilton. We'll see how that one works out. Got down to 152.36. Just didn't take out the 152s. That's the next spot for me. All right, last words. Any last words, Ryan?
Good luck on the CART IPO. If you do end up trading that here today, we are expecting that here pretty soon. So if you trade it, good luck. We'll be back at it tomorrow.
Smoke Tuna, just send me a message on Money Mitch, BZ. I'll help you out. I'll get you on. We'll make it happen. All right, let's go ahead. We'll get Ryan out of here. We're going to wrap up live trading. Like always, guys, smash the like. I'm going to bring on Zunaid in just a second as he will be getting into pretty interesting interview coming up. What's going on, Zunaid? How we doing?
Doing well, man. What's going on? Hope you're able to book some profits. Appreciate you holding down.
Yes. I appreciate you holding on for just a second. Had to book it, But like always, it's always good to get some interesting stories. I think you have an interesting story for us today. So let's get right to the action.
Appreciate you, my man, and appreciate you, chat, for hanging out with us as well. We love to talk to executives from publicly traded companies so we can get your questions answered from the chat. And today we've got a great interview with Worksport CEO Stephen Rossi. Ticker on NASDAQ, by the way, is WKSP. They had some great breaking news earlier this morning, so we'll get more on that now. Thank you so much for joining us, Stephen.
Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. Want to get to the news that you broke this morning, but for the folks at home that may not know who you are, if you could explain it to me like I'm 5, what is it that your company does?
I'm Steve Rossi, founder, CEO, Worksport, WKSP. Very simple. We make automotive accessories. We hybridize those accessories with solar integrations that will allow truck owners to off-grid and turn their trucks into microgrids. And we make battery storage systems to store that solar power. And then segueing beyond truck owners, you can buy our battery systems to off-grid, whether you're, any part of the world, anyone that needs plug power away from the grid. So we're consumer electronics and automotive accessories.
It's interesting. During Labor Day weekend, I did a broadcast production event on a soccer field, and we needed power. And we used a truck to provide that power. And I was like, I never knew they could do more than just charge a cell phone. So that was an incredible experience for me there. Let's dive into today. You had some breaking news today where you had a sales agreement, I believe. So if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So we've been working on onshoring our production. Started the business as a made in China product. We raised capital and we committed to our shareholders and investors that we would make product in America. We've been able to outsmart made in China. We make a fantastic product here in our factory that I speak from here today in Western New York. That is, we believe, we can make it less in America than it could be made for in China. We just started production a few weeks ago. So it took us a year to build a new product at a new factory for a new customer. And that last piece was missing. And we signed today our first new customer, our deals at 16 million per year. And that represents a pretty big step forward for one customer, of which there's 70,000 stores in America that sell products that are automotive.
So you started that process. When you're expecting delivery? Perhaps I missed that on the notes. When are you expecting delivery on the new things coming out?
We're producing now. Every
Right.
single day we're producing products going in boxes on trailers to our first customer, and it's a great jumpstart for us. We kept real lean, so it's a good testament to cash flow positivity as we close out the year.
Got it. So as it's being produced, it's ready to go. It's going to go ahead and go. That's the
Yes.
way that we're doing it. Got it. Totally understand that. Let's talk about the margins, because sometimes I feel like when folks, ramp up production, when they've got the big sales, sometimes margins can be impacted. Are you able to kind of maintain the same margins that you have been? Have they improved? Any insights on that end?
We design for manufacturing, so our margins are healthy on a private label basis. I think that there's a way of looking at business where either you and your business partner eat hot dogs proverbially, or you both eat steak, and that's kind of the types of business relationships that we want. There's a lot of clientele out there in every type of market that would want the best deal possible, not care, but we're selective on our partnerships. So we're making very healthy private label margins, and we have bespoke products in different segments that will give us more margins. So private labels, lowest margin, still very healthy. We'll see that on the reports as they come out, as we file. And then we have other products that we can make healthier margins from, going direct to consumer, or Worksport branded through distribution, and these kinds of things too. So the idea is we're economists, we're capitalists. We like turning a dollar into a multiple of that.
And I know you're used to that. I know you used to sell paper and, flip it and make double your money there, and kind of start investing. And that's how you sort of got into the business hook of it, if you will. So what's next? You achieved this, which is great, but I know someone like you're looking at the next thing. So what are you hoping to kind of have in the pipeline in the future that you're able to talk to us about?
Sure. So we're ramping up our Made in America factory on truck accessories, on our tonneau cover. As we ramp past the demand that we have, we're full. We don't have a real sales department built out yet, and we can't take any more business, which is a good sign when you could build it, and the influx of interest is beyond your effort. You don't have to put any effort, and we start to sell. We're going to ramp. We're going to bring on new customers. We're going to mitigate customer concentration risk. So we have lots of customers buying $15-20 million a year from us if possible. We're going to launch our solar tonneau cover. Once we launch our solar tonneau cover later this year, we're going to launch our battery system that'll go to the global consumer market. And then next year, or maybe later on this year, we'll dazzle investors with our next leg of innovation, where we start to think about integrating off-grid power with on-grid power, and how we're going to be a key player in that. So we've been execution driven. We've delivered exactly what we said we were going to deliver. So it's an exciting future as we continue to execute.
And I would love to have any insights in any more partnerships that are coming on, but I know with SEC rules, there's not much that you can speak on. So totally understand that part of things as well. Was there anything else that you wanted to kind of talk to our viewers about? I'll kind of turn over the floor to you, because we've discussed about where you've been, where you're at, where you're hoping to go. But anything else you wanted to discuss that I did not get a chance to bring up?
I think that we've covered a lot of bases, but we're automotive. We segue from automotive production and aftermarket accessories, OEM accessories, and consumer products. The idea is to focus on deliveries, profitability, revenues. A lot of businesses miss the basic definition of a business, which is transacting something, selling a product or service. And we're keenly focused, or solely focused, on continuing to build the revenues, building legacy with that. We're going to be made in America. We are made in America, and we have near 100 trademarks and patents, and that's continuing to grow. So we're excited for what the future holds. But if there's any particular questions, we could be found at Worksport Ltd on all social medias, and reach out. We're happy for thread pullers. We're happy to answer questions and see how we can interact.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again on the good news today in terms of sales, and we look forward to anything else down the pipeline. We'd love to have you back on to answer those questions.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Absolutely. Take care. And that is, again, Stephen Rossi, who is the CEO of Worksport. Ticker on NASDAQ is WKSP. And I want to thank you for joining us for that lovely interview as well. I believe you've got Aaron Bree coming up next, so hang on tight. He's got some good stuff for you as well. We'll see you next time.